What a tragedy. Farseer dead. Ooh, okay, but we killed the Archmage. Now, should I TP here or should I just stay? This is a good question. I TP, and I don't think that's right. Alright, everyone. Hello, welcome to another Nick Oldhead video. And today, we're gonna go over a little bit of a story time, right? So, I was having a good series of games, things were going okay, things were going my way, and then bam, I ran into an undead opponent, lost. Then I ran into a night elf opponent, lost. Ran into an orc versus orc mirror, usually one of my strong points, lost. And then I was fuming during this game. Like, I was angry, I was upset at myself because I had just recently hit a goal of a certain MMR goal, and those 3 losses felt careless, right? Like, they felt as if I was just throwing away that hard-earned MMR. And sometimes you can get into situations like that where you're in almost a negative spiral, and it would be better off to just not play, do something else, but you keep playing. So let's, I want to focus on this game because this is the bounce back, right? So just trust me, those last 3 games weren't pretty, right? I've gone over them off stream, off record here, and let's just say when you lose early grunts, it doesn't matter how positive your early game can go. It's like I have this memory that guides me into a false sense of security in the early game, and even though I'm not doing very well, in my head I'm thinking, oh, we'll just a little bit more, we'll tip the scale. But then if you look back on the replay, the scale was never even tipped. So it's important to look back on those games to see your opponent's perspective. So let's do that right now, right? So we've seen me a lot, but let's focus on Freebird here. This is a random player that seems to be going some Ancient of War camping with the Keeper of the Grove. So in response, I'm going Farseer. So it's important to know that my opponent's random. I don't know that he's Night Elf here. So really, we need to focus on what each player is doing from that lens. This is what a Night Elf opponent around the 1500 MMR in the Diamond tier does when they're random and they're trying to be as greedy as possible, I guess. Yeah, okay, they go to the very left side, very evasive creeping. You get all this extra creepage here. I don't like the focusing of anything but the Null Warden here. You need to be killing the Null Warden so you don't get purged again, but whatever. I'm just scouting, so I don't know any of this is happening. I'm scouting right now, seeing what's going on. I got to scout because I'm no barracks. We have an early tech here, fast tech, and I decide to creep. So I see that my opponent is Night Elf here, but I haven't confirmed what it is. What am I doing with this wolf though, right? Still trying to creep here, yeah. So in my head, I'm trying to get this creep camp. I do. I get a Cloak of Shadows, keep myself near the opponent. My opponent finishes this, doesn't pick up. Do they? Yeah, I guess they do. So that was a little graphical bug. They do pick up the tome. And now I have a Farseer who crept this. So pretty nice that I creep this because my opponent goes straight for it. And no, he's met with me. So I see it's the creeper now, Keeper of the Grove, and I actually construct a watchtower. So seeing the keeper is there and seeing that my opponent sees me, when you see this solo Farseer here, I feel as if there's a chance he just goes all in. So this is what this watchtower is. The watchtower is a defensive option. I'm bringing myself back to focus on anything, get some experience, or just... I should probably summon wolves here. Good. So I summon wolves. Don't feed any extra experience to this keeper. Keeper just needs one more wolf to get level 2. I don't want to give him that because then he gets entangle. So no entangle. This peon needs to get sent back. Good. Peon does get sent back. I'm glad my focus in real time is around the same as when I'm watching it. So get a little bit of a harass, but my opponent knows you can hide. No entangle means these can run away. I have a watchtower, so I'm safely now teching to tier 2. So let's see what I do once this tier 2 commences. We now know the opponent is Night Elf. Immediately build a Shadow Hunter and we build a Bestiary, double Bestiary. So you can tell that I'm thinking this is all kind of happening live. My opponent was random and I just fast teched instinctively with the Farseer. You could have had peons sent out earlier to get faster bestiaries, but we did build a Shadow Hunter immediately. So this is a really control-heavy style against Night Elf. You know, you get the double bestiary, which allows you to get raiders, or allows you to get fast Kodo if they decide to go huntresses. So it looks like we're contesting, and I really like what I did here because now I don't have any units, but it's as if the Murlocs are my units, right? As long as the Murlocs are attacking him, I don't mind. So we're really trying to not kill a wolf there. It's good. This is really great. These, you know, who says Murloc isn't a playable race? I felt like the use of the AI there was pretty cool. So he eventually gets level 2 and tangles my Farseer, but I'm still deciding to do some damage here. I know I have the TP. Okay, so he makes him use all of the moon juice, and this I don't mind. I decide to hide here. Yeah, hide after and tangle allows you to escape here. Now this is interesting because I'm just going to be real, guys. Look, you see I'm trying to macro. Look, this, I'm Shadow Hunter, could have just hexed here. Got a lot of good damage, but I just wasn't on top of it. And when I finally realized, oh no, my Shadow Hunter is here, it's already too late. But I'm stalling. I know I'm going to TP at this point, and the moment you dust, I hex, I TP. So just doing some damage. I hope we don't lose a wolf here. Alright, so my opponent has a lot of early game units, and I have raiders and ensnare here. So it's time to, for me, get some upgrades, and let's pump out raiders, right? Raiders, especially against the keeper, pretty good because you can just focus the keeper down. This is a style against Night Elf that kind of takes advantage. You'll see later on here what we do. We see here, here's the push. So my Night Elf opponent smells blood in the water, decides to go for a strong tier 2 push on the back of Laura's. This is common. I'd say if I didn't harass, this would be a level 3 keeper, then I'm really in trouble, but it's only level 2 keeper, and you're going for this with the panda and their keeper there. We're not in too much of a danger, but what do? Well, we have ensnare. Yeah, what are we going to do, guys? They get a hex, but if I get a hex here, it would be nice. So I should have got a hex before the raider died. If I knew my raider was going to die there, you can actually get a hex to deny experience here. So we're still trying to put some pressure. This is actually really lucky. I get the hex there in the right sense of the timing. You don't TP fast enough. I mean, I wouldn't say it's lucky because I was aware that the hex timing could kill there, but lucky that my opponent kind of forgot you were facing so many threats in both ensnare and hex. So here, you know, we're trying to really be as greedy as possible. The wolf can finish off that ensnared as we continue to kill this. So we're trying to get 2 kills there. We get that kill. We get this kill. This means we get a level 2 Farseer. Try to keep our raiders alive. That's important. You know, and yeah, let's just do as much damage as we can with our spells. This is a double range hero composition, and it's pretty nice against Night Elf tier 1. Every hex is a kill. That's a pretty good thing against units. And meanwhile, at this stage of the game, a raider is really good versus heroes, especially. Now this is something that is suspect, but I bring back in the raiders because I see these. So I bring it back in the raiders just because I need this ensnare. I do get killed. If I got one more ensnare, I would have liked it. Maybe, but we just wanted to kill these. So now we have no units, and we get us around. You got no TP, you're out of the game. So that was just a really nice raider push. And look, we had more raiders coming. It was a nice just way to get a fast tech. My opponent was able to get some lore units, but it looks as if once that push was handled, they didn't really want to continue playing the game. Yep, just keep. Do you think they could? Nah, they can survive because you just get ensnared. There's a chance my opponent doesn't have to leave there, but they did. That's why they're my opponent, right? So that game, I was pretty angry. In this game, I was even angrier because I'm playing the same opponent. Yes, I'm playing the same opponent, the same random opponent. Love to see it, the double hitter. So we just matched up against them as Night Elf, and now they're Orc. I'll be right back. I just need to get a little drink of water. Be back. We were saying that last game we were a little tilted. I think maybe it came out in my playstyle, very aggressive with the Raiders, but you know, that tilt came from a loss streak. So how do we get untilted, well, we got to go on a win streak. So we start playing a little meta. Blade Master, I think, is a pretty good choice into random. And that's exactly what we do. I'm pretty sure I tried to get the Voodoo Lounge around the same time as the Blade Masters. You see this Voodoo Lounge, there's no chance the Blade Master is going to be able to get an item by the time to get out. But my Voodoo Lounge is much faster. I may have timed it right, I may have not. Let's see. But I definitely, yeah, it's around the aggressive timing. So you could do it extra sweet, but I'm a little off. That's okay. Look at the intent is still there. Ta-da! Sell, buy, on your way. So my opponent starts to creep, and I'm already on my way to my opponent and also to the circlet. So I don't know this. My opponent knows I'm orc though, so I see what my opponent is doing, getting that creeping advantage, but I prefer to be a little more on the map. I don't know where my opponent is at this point, and I'm really trying to not miss out on my tech timing. I'm probably key binding my Great Hall and my barracks right now. So sometimes I go for the creep camp early, but this time, I get the scent of this, so we just go on another Windwalk excursion. This is a pretty nice steal. So you know what we do, right? You just don't be impatient, just wait until it's always going to hit and then get in at the last minute. So we got the tome, and now we just do damage on him, right? We already know it's mirror image, so this is unfortunate. I think I can just gimme it, but look, I actually miss. So my opponent gets the creep there, and you'd think, oh no, don't trade, but I do have the circlet, so I figure I might as well continue trading because I have Windwalk and my goal is to hit you. So maybe salve up there. I would have liked a salve a little faster the moment I was walking away, but my opponent salves and I decide to get the Windwalk damage out. I think I get hit by a grunt there. My opponent decides to salve again, and now I decide, you know what, fine, I'm going to trade with grunt and Blade Master. The moment that this blade comes in, cancel the salve, and now I decide to use my speed scroll. I use my speed scroll because I want to safely clarity and salve up, right? This is the dynamics of the Blade Master off, right? And my opponent salving up, bought some more things. 3 burrows, I only have 2. As my opponent's build, let's take a look. 240, 260. I have 85 through 70. But you're just now getting the war mill. So I have a lot more lumber because of the war mill. And I'm just chasing my opponent. I don't find my opponent, so I decide just to break stealth and salve. That's important. But I do buy another circlet. So I have 2 circlets, and I'm stalking. I'm just trying to find my creeping Blade Master opponent. Do I eventually find it? Yes, I eventually find it, and I love when this happens. Yoink, just get that quick experience from your illusion, and now I know I have double circlet, so any trade's fine by me. I don't care. Any trade's fine. Let's keep on trading. Don't have a salve up, but we don't mind. We're just trading still. Looks like that was a real one the whole time, and what? So we Windwalk. And this is a dangerous situation because we both don't have anything, but I have Windwalk, and you guys know. You just choose one, 50-50, chose right, and you get the image. So yeah, GG there. Another, I was angry that game, so these are very aggressive decisions can sometimes go in your favor. So hooray for that. I believe, oh, this is a game I lose. You guys want, yeah, let's watch this. Let's see a game I lose. Let's see how this goes. And then I think I go on another loss streak followed by a win streak. I'm still hovering around now 1,520 MMR. And it's tough. When you are in that area, sometimes you get high quality opponents, sometimes you don't. So let's look at this one because we need to study. We need to learn what went wrong this game. So immediately we see that we're going grunt first. Alright, we're going grunt first, and we're going a old variant of it. I should have made this closer. You can make this closer. But going an old variant where we put the Voodoo Lounge aggressively out. This is before the backpack buff. We did it this way. But we're doing a combination. Uh-oh, I fast-forwarded that too much. So let's refresh. Whoops, fast-forward too much. We missed this interaction. Okay, so you're creeping, and my grunt's here. My grunt has backpack. Let's see what happens. Can I get the creep? I'm really trying. You see here, I'm trying to hide it. Does my opponent see it? Yep. So the goose is cooked here. I decided to start doing some damage to the thing getting hit. And I needed to kill that one. Ah. If I was just here, but nope, I didn't get it. So you got the ring. The net didn't get mine, so my grunt just decides to leave. So, okay. We don't get to have the maximum value grunt. Would have loved it, but at this point, see, if this tavern is lower, I think you can just build with the building. But, okay, so we have the Fire Lord out. We have double salve. And now we're deciding to go on the aggressive. And yeah, see, this is why I should have went lava elemental and creep, but nope, we decided to go aggressive with incinerate. So this is a bold choice. Let's see how it plays off. We go incinerate choice and immediately we regret the decision because we have nothing to do here. You have too many footmen. And yeah, I'm just trading so much damage. We are getting a little bit of damage on the Archmage, but not worth it. Salve cannot heal that much of the wound. So I'm immediately in kind of a backward footing. This isn't why you go Fire Lord first, just to do this. So we get a nice little creeping here. We're trying to threaten, use the creeps to our advantage against your units. We don't really mind this fight there, though, if you're going to run into the Archmage. So, okay, we're doing something here, but the grunts are just taking damage as the Fire Lord does inconsequential incinerate damage. So already we've seen this scenario before where you do this Voodoo Lounge out here, and then the Voodoo Lounge becomes kind of this immediate place where you fight. But you don't have tier 2, so you can't get potions, but you can get the Scroll of Speed, which is pretty impactful. So, okay, we have Scroll of Speed, which is impactful, but now we need to turn and salve, right? Yeah, so we salve up, and we're still fighting here. This grunt can't die, so this grunt needs to keep microing. Yeah, my opponent here, we're just in a down and out. Trying to go for that Archmage. You're having to build the Arcane Vault, and now you're going to put pressure on my Voodoo Lounge. But my grunts have backpack. So before the Voodoo Lounge dies, I'm going to have to buy stuff with my grunts, right? Good question. Do I buy something? Yeah, so I buy a salve. Okay, so I buy a salve before the shop dies with my grunt. Not bad. And now we're fighting. Okay. Don't lose a grunt. You okay? You eventually, your DPS fades with each footman. Salve that grunt up. Alright, we haven't lost a grunt, so it's not unsalvageable. Good block there, but now we need to get on the Archmage. Good, so the full health Fire Lord doesn't mind these trades one bit with Incinerate. Okay. So look at all these grunts I have. If only the grunts could use the items themselves. Let's turn on these footmen. Yeah, turn on the footmen. Do I get a kill here? So my opponent is taking to tier 2. I'm already at tier 2. It's like a pretty decent little first volley here. My opponent has lots of resources, so I really... Oh, look at that. Hiding deep in. Yeah, that's a little scary. I don't want to chase after him there. Nope. My opponent got that healing scroll. A lot of grunts here. So big push coming. And my opponent is instead way off the map. So I have a really big push coming with grunts. Let's see how it moves. My opponent's going to attack my base instead. Now, should I TP here or should I just stay? This is a good question. I TP, and I don't think that's right. I think TPing is my... If I had a War Mill and I had Fortify, but I just decide to fight because I figure I have... But I lose a grunt, unfortunately, so one grunt gets left behind. I lose a burrow. I suppose I didn't really see much happening there, so I figured I might as well TP, get to my side of the base. But my opponent really sticks it to me, and now I'm losing grunts. I haven't been able to achieve critical damage. My grunts are in a mess. Yeah. Running away. Where's my second hero? That's one other question. I'm lumber stuck. So look, I needed a War Mill. Don't have a War Mill. My lumber's a problem here. So my macro was failing me this game. And I'm finally getting a second hero. Yeah, Naga. A little too late. I needed that Naga when I was here with all the grunts. I needed that Naga way earlier, and then I don't TP. Or maybe I even TP with one hero and I leave one hero there. But this is a good creep jack. Okay, yeah. We have a level 2 paladin. Okay, that... I'm like, Rifleman's dying, so... This is not bad, okay? We have a fighting force here. That we're at least getting Firelord. Oh, can we get that Mantle of Intelligence, please? No. But I am going to get a scroll or something. Ooh, scroll is good. Buy 2 scrolls. Good scroll here. Heal my grunts, and I get the Mantle. Oh, come on. This is going great for me. Firelord needs to just sit still and do damage. Sit still and do damage. Stop running with the Firelord. Yeah, just DPS. Naga can tank this. Okay, good, good. I like the turn on the Paladin. Paladin's dead. Alright, Grizz is great. Naga, though, was taking some damage. Please don't die on the Naga. You have a Scroll of Healing, so... Naga doesn't need to die. Scroll of Healing. Yes, okay. How do I lose this game? This is going well. Okay, we turn, we get the priest. What do I do here? I should just expand. Imagine if I just expand. Gotta just expand. No, I'm healing. Deciding to fight. No, fighting into casters and I got nothing.
It was super over. It's hard to explain. I don't want to spend 5 minutes explaining every time why, but it was 100% over.
Then. Nope. Fighting near his base, near his shop. Trying to kill the... Everything's slowed. DPS is split. Caster's doing damage. Alright. Okay, Grunt's doing their thing. DPS is back on board, back on a focus fire situation. Good. But a little too late. This was supposed to be my game. I could have just expanded, but no, I took the fight right to my human opponent. Lost everything, lost the Firelord. Could have just expanded after that victory. And yeah, my opponent rightfully scouts because I should have an expansion, but no, you get to creep it. At this point, I'm 2 behind. My opponent rightfully smells blood. I just don't have the army to face this. Look at this. Shambles. Even though we're taking full burrow damage, we're not able to hack it. Yeah, GG. Tough situation. I mean... Yeah, GG. I mean, even now it doesn't look bad. Oh yeah, look, he had 300 mana. Can't do that. Should have expanded. Should have expanded. We all saw that one. Oh, did this same opponent beat me? Oh, the same opponent beat me there. Another human. Oh, wow. Are these all losses? Let's see. Aggro human. Well, let's see. Let's see what I do against this human, right? Because we're on a little get stomped by human spree.
There are reasons to be alive and smile.
Just sometimes, you know, this game can be taxing on your mental. So we have an Archmage, and I'm going Farseer. Okay, let's see it from my perspective. Let's try to be there then. Understand what was happening in my mind. Interesting build there. I think if you set the rally on this side, your Farseer doesn't have to walk all the way around. But we sell the TP and we buy the supplies. And we pre-summon the wolves, so the cooldown is ticking and the mana regen's already ticking. That's an important note. Mana regen's already going up. And we scout the Archmage. And what do we do? Damage the Archmage. Now we see the Ring of Protection there, which is nice. And our whole goal is just to deal damage to the Archmage and not, you know, not have the Spirit Wolves die. So this is what we want to do. We're kind of setting up shop here, alright? We've contained the human. We know where they're going to be. Let's finish a War Mill and let's build Headhunters. So, ooh, we decide to pull the turtle, which is just kind of change where the turtle is, I suppose. The turtle is now attacking the enemy units. Could try to get the steal here. We do, but we get the item at least. So we were able to just do some damage to the Archmage. Definitely interrupt the farming. And I don't mind this Don't lose the grunt. Good, 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 good. I don't mind this because we have healing salve, right? So we should salve up. Salve up any moment now. Okay, now I salve up. Was I macroing potentially? Maybe. We decide to creep this little safe spot, and my opponent just goes for the rest of these turtles. So as you notice, I have the Ring of Superiority, and we decide to just creep this. So this is a nice little safe area, right? You can just nab it. Your version of it's over here on your side, but just nab it. My opponent then goes for the shop, and what do? Well, yeah, go for the shop, right? There's nothing else to really go on the map, and I like how this mix up. I've recently been going a mix of units versus Night Elf and Human. If you're even going to build a barracks, it's just too predictable versus these two races sometimes to be like all headhunters, all grunts. The grunt here, I'm glad I get that kill. The grunt here allows these headhunters to not get mobbed because with the wolves and the grunt create like a front line. Just the wolves can sometimes get ran by. So let's see how this fight goes. Using a speed scroll to not only escape from the Archmage and the Footmen safely, but to just kind of have more pressure. Nets us a Footman kill, so we don't mind the use of speed scroll there. And we also need to bully the opponent away from the Ogre Magi because we want the Ogre Magi. So as you see here, the aggression is paying off, right? We started with just the wolves, but we've upgraded to Grunt and Headhunter. Grunt should get salvaged maybe, but I don't have enough one for one. So yep, so the Grunt just gets sent back and maybe sent home. Okay, so the Grunt gets sent home, and I decide to keep on attacking. Lucky because, ooh, poor timing. My opponent just decides to TP there. Now what do you guys think? Question moment. Do you TP there or you just walk back? My opponent wants to get the jump on me with Militia, maybe save the tower, but the tower does not get saved. And you are right in front of me with Militia. You spend some valuable time moving, and I'm just attacking you, so I get the jump on you, and I have Chain Lightning, so you know you gotta run. Right, at this point, let's focus on some Militia, because we have Chain Lightning. Now would be a great Chain Lightning time. Instead, we get the Naga. Ooh, clean him up. Yeah, good Chain Lightning there on a full HP one. This peasant's all but dead. You have to kill this peasant, come on. No, that peasant lives. Mage. The 4, so we get experience, but then the Mountain King gets experience. Looks like these headhunters are killing the riflemen. We get a buyback, which is actually fine because we have these potions. Replenishment potion maybe should be given to the Naga here. These headhunters are still doing good damage. This headhunter was not able to micro away. We have a rejuve happening on the Farseer. So Farseer, see, I guess it's good to have the rejuve on the hero that's not getting hit, but we do get some kills. Level 2 wolves now are pretty good. You have dire wolves, so all your units are dead, but we did lose both our heroes. The MK cleaned up, but I got the buybacks, which allows my Farseer to benefit. So I see my opponent like running me back, so I don't think that's the right play for me. I need to eventually get back into the game in terms of aggression. So we back at home, we build the Spirit Lodge. We get Troll regen, and we have the Naga coming back. And yep, we have level 2 wolves. Let's go. So we know we don't have to deal with the tower, so the clarity gets a ton of value here, and we're able to get a lot of pressure on the peasant line here. My opponent has pretty low lumber as a result. Now the Archmage, I mean, the Circlet and the Ring of Superiority is helping me a lot here. Extra 75 HP. The Headhunter does not get microed away, but that's okay because we're doing damage on the head. On the head honcho, not the Headhunter, on the Mountain King. But we are eventually, okay, set to send wolves back. I love my decision to send wolves back in here. Wolves can safely represent part of the Farseer's strength, while the Farseer does other things. And in this case, it's intercept the Mountain King with the Naga. So nice. Wolves are still back at home doing damage. This is a pretty good example of victory as a result of split forces. So nice, we put our pedal to the gas on aggression and never really looked back, right? Never really looked back. And then, look, we face this human again. We face this human again. Okay, we have to watch it. We have to see what happens. Same human opponent. But we're not going to spend too much time on it. We're going to see what we did wrong. We're going to learn. the next time. Okay. Altar of Kings, so you're not going Pally Rifle, and I'm going Farseer into Headhunter. So I'm assuming you're going Pally Rifle. I'm going pretty standard anti-Pally Rifle tech. Selling TP, going into the harass again. Buy a circlet, so I try to go for a really deep harass with the circlet. And now I'm on your peasants. You get the deny there, very nice. So, unfruitful harass again by me. Why did I... That's just a miss of the situation. The net is not worth getting storm bolted, even though we do get some bites of a footman, but salve working overtime. Footman's getting chased, and now you get to creep. So my opponent's just kind of rolling with the punches, while my harass isn't very effective. It's more annoying. Haven't killed anything yet. Still going for the footman. We need to kill this footman, I guess. Oh no, we don't get surrounded. Good, so we kill a footman. Thank God. Done something this game. But this harass is arguably very ineffective, especially because we're just making tawdry units at home. Nothing super special. Trying to do a lot with wolves. So my opponent goes for the push, but we have some units, so not bad. Grunt, Headhunter. Okay. What am I doing? So my opponent gets both of these camps, which is unfortunate. I had opportunities to get these camps, and I'm going for the Archmage here. But it's not practical. I do get the TP in result of a Law's Headhunter, but some tempo on the map. Rushing is not the play here. I get a Naga, so okay, I'm really trying to press the advantage. Farseer running back. Okay. Paladin coming out for my opponent, so he's my hero focus style. And I intercept the Archmage here. I'm not able to get the kill, though. The speed scroll does me nothing because the Archmage has the boots. Looks like I'm running for the Archmage. Do I get the kill? I hope so.
Research complete.
Oh, no. Come on. You live. Tough. Okay, well, I'm still at your door fighting. Now we need to kill some units. Okay, kill the footman's fine. We have a healing potion on the Farseer. Not bad. Okay, we're killing units. We don't mind that. We switch on the Archmage. Now we switch to the Rifleman. Spirit Wolves would be nice. Okay, maybe switch to the Paladin now. Okay, good. So the Paladin's getting focused now. This Naga's doing great. Okay, so the Naga is allowing me to fight here. Go for broke. The Rifleman should fall. Oh, but the Archmage got level 3, which is effective. Naga doing work. Trying to kill the Paladin here. Oh, but you deny. So my opponent's denied a lot. That would have been level 2. My opponent successfully denied a lot of things this game. I don't get the turn. I really wanted to get the turn, but oh, my opponent just outplays me. Look at that. Kills my hero. Now you're... I had all these units. Look at these guys. I deserve this game. Loss. I don't bring all these units. I deserve this game loss. Now I get my macro in shape. I have all these units here that should have been there helping me. And I try and kill my opponent. But what's the point? I don't have my Naga, so my DPS is missing. The Shamans took care of the water elementals. I should be killing the priest here. Good. Purge. Purge the water. Ellie. No purge on the water, Ellie. We're just doing damage to it. Unfortunate. Could have been a purge. Naga is back. Wow, now we purge. So Raider is getting killed, but so is my opponent. My opponent's losing everything too. Saving this Holy Light for the Archmage. But now we're just deciding to go on the rifle. Going back on the Archmage. Oh, this game, yes. Okay. We still lose this game. Yeah, we do. I could have got some body blocks. Could have done something to kill the Paladin there. Okay, Nick. Just expand. You have a huge advantage. You're against a human opponent. Just expand. We creep. Okay, we get the demo. We creep. Level 3/3. Heal up. Could have just expanded. We decide to fight into my opponent's... Oh, this game. I remember this. Let's look at it from my opponent's perspective, guys. You want to see the most brutal fight ever. Why are we fighting right here? Uphill. AoE, not as effective. Gets dispelled. Miss, 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 miss. Miss, miss, miss. Miss. Just fighting uphill. The demo. That was the fight. That was the fight you lose. That's just not enough. Ah, so painful, this one. We saw the shades of goodness, but then at the same time, you just petered out. At this point, there were some advantage moments where you just expand and you win the game, but this opponent got the best of me, just more steady as she goes. Human that I just can't seem to beat, so here it is. Oh, man. Decent fight at the end. You know, you try your best, but you eventually have Wyverns versus Rifle. We get the Scout Tower and GG. Man, hard game. Hard game, guys. No, let's see. That was tough. Then we lose that one. Then we lose that one. Had to lock in. All right, this is a tough game. So here, these next games is a win streak. So we finally, after this lock in, we start a win streak, right?